Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Look, on today's conversation, I want to talk about this backlash that the administration here in the Commonwealth of Virginia is facing. This backlash comes after there is not one, not two, but 10 gun control bills on the desk of Governor Abigail Spanberger. Recently, there was a rally in Richmond of 2A advocates, gun owners, you name it, protesting, rallying so that the governor would not sign those bills. And just to name, it's saying this centers around measures like the Senate Bill 749 and House Bill 217 that has already been passed the Virginia General Assembly and now sitting on the governor's desk. Now, it's causing so much backlash because I don't know if y'all realize, but guns are pretty popular in America, right? And that's something. And what I mean by this is not just a conservative craving, like a fan favorite. This is a liberal look. Right and the left, there's gun owners in all sides of the aisle. I know a ton. I have in my family, and so we're gonna talk about it later on, because I've shared with you all here on the show my take on weapons and guns and the Second Amendment. And I want to expand it a little more here, because this is one of the most talked about stories and controversial bills that has been getting national news, not just here, state, and local, but national news. Also, actress, comedian, I know this is a perfect segue on out, a transition, actress, producer, just Hollywood royalty, Raven Simone recently sat down sharing her Disney Mount Rushmore. And would you believe, on her Mount Rushmore, Miley Cyrus was not on there? What? Hannah Montana did not make it? We're going to talk about it later on. Also, the NFL faces yet another lawsuit. Current Virginia State Senator and former NFL star Aaron Rouse files a lawsuit against the NFL. We'll talk about that a little more. And then, staying in the sports realm, Jalen Rose was recently on the Fat Joe and Jadakiss podcast, and he said that residue of slavery roams around the NBA. I'm like, whoa. Talk more, sir. Talk more. So we're going to talk about it and more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. As always, my friends, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune in to yet another great episode, another great show, another great conversation. I hope y'all enjoyed the last conversation I had with Democratic candidate for the Virginia 2nd Congressional District, Dr. Neela DeFeneth. Awesome conversation, very sweet individual. I mean, come on, a Harvard law graduate and a Yale medical doctor. Like, I'm sorry, I need to do better with my life. I don't know about you, but I need to do better with my life. But it was a great conversation, and we ran a little low on time towards the end because what she was sharing, which, I mean, we can all agree is that it's unfair when you do see elected officials or those that are former elected officials. You don't hear from them. They're silenced from their community, from their constituents, and then all of a sudden, when it comes to election season, they're out in the open, pictures, kissing babies, the whole 9 yards. You're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Where have you been? Like all this time, why now? Why come out now? So she was getting fired up towards the end. I'm like, oh, running low on time. So depending on the outcome during her primary, we would have her back on and see how we can go from there. My friends, y'all know how to tune in and support the show. We drop new episodes Monday through Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts, whether that's iHeart, Spotify, Apple, just to name a few. You can also watch past episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show on GOATverse TV. That's right, GOATverse TV. All you guys have to do is download the app. It's available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. And in addition to those platforms, you can also listen to us on the radio airwave. Shout out to our affiliates, KSHP 1400 AM and 107.1 FM Las Vegas. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show Fridays at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Again, that's only on KSHP 1400 AM and 107.1 FM Las Vegas. Then we're going to head over to the Metro Atlanta area to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. Weeknights, you can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we're going to finish it off with, in the New Orleans area, WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 7 p.m. Central. We're just thrilled and honored to be a part of these amazing stations that is helping us continue to expand our audience, expand our conversation, because we want to continue to, listen to the masses, right? And so we're just thrilled and honored to be a part of these awesome platforms. What else? Oh, do me a favor. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, please do so. Share with a friend, share with family. We want to continue to grow our subscribers, which we see growth each and every day. But we want to continue to beef up those numbers. Also, if you want to stay connected with us, check out our website, www.theagshow.com. Again, that's www.theagshow.com. You can email us through there, stay connected, all that good stuff. For those folks who are watching us right now, you see I've provided the QR code in the top corner, so be sure to check it out. All right, we are going to head to a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get it going with our stories, man, because there's so much stuff to discuss here. Do not go anywhere. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
Yeah, that's that new GOATverse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of the app he said?
Introducing GOATverse TV.
GOATverse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In GOATs, we trust.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create. From weddings to corporate events and everything in between, we specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
All right, family, welcome back to the show. Welcome back. Look, let's talk about something that's highlighting up Richmond right now. That is guns, politics, and the Second Amendment. Now, Virginia lawmakers have just passed one of the most controversial gun bills we've seen in years. And really, depending on who you ask, this is either a common sense move to reduce gun violence or a massive overreach by the government into the rights of law-abiding citizens. Now, this bill, the headlines that I mentioned earlier, again, centers around the Senate Bill 749 and House Bill 217. What this headlines is, it will be a ban. It will ban the sale of certain semi-automatic rifles, pistols, and shotguns classified as assault weapons. Now, let's just be frank here. Everybody has a different definition of assault weapon. So I just looked up the easy Google. I said, okay, what is your definition of assault weapon? So this is what they gave me. They said an assault weapon is a legal and political term rather than a technical one, generally referring to certain semi-automatic firearms that possesses specific features such as a detachable magazines, pistol grips, or folding stocks, often molded after military-style weapons. Unlike fully automatic assault rifles, these fire only one bullet per trigger pull. Now, you have semi-automatic function, military-style features, detachable magazines, legal. So that's pretty much semi-automatic anything, to my knowledge, or not to my knowledge, but to my understanding of when they always say assault weapons. When they always say assault weapons, literally AR-15s, assault weapons, weapons that are used mostly in military, assault weapons. Now, going back to this case here, I mentioned on assault weapons, it also restricts magazines compatible of holding more than 15 rounds. Now, people who already own these firearms could generally keep them, but new sales would be restricted in the law if the law takes effect. Now, other gun-related bills debated this session included restriction on some firearm purchases for people under the age of 21, additional regulations on firearms, including firearm industry conduct and liability, more limits on how firearms can be stored or transported in certain situations. Now, If the governor signs this into legislation, the changes could take effect as soon as July 1st. Now, here was an elected official here. She posted this on her social media. And this is they're not even giving us who. Well, one of the folks of the General Assembly. Here's her response on this first, and then I'll move forward to sharing you some more other clips because we have some from that actual rally that was going on in Richmond.
Hey, good morning, friends. I just wanted to hop on and let you know about a bill that passed yesterday on the House floor, House Bill 1525, which is intended to disallow anybody under the age of 21 to purchase, transfer, or possess a firearm. And I won't go into all the details, but it says no one under 21 can do this unless you're with an accompanying adult and you're hunting or you're going to a shooting range. Well, friends, go to the Code of Virginia and see what the definition of an adult is. It's somebody who's 18. This is the absurdity. This is the perfect example of the absurdity in Richmond and the attack on our Second Amendment rights. This one is just an informational message.
So let's backtrack on because obviously that was somebody I would say that was on the right that was frustrated. And she brings up a good point. She's like, okay, if somebody under the age of 21 can't use it as long as they're accompanied by an adult, hey, she brings a good point. Now, a question is here is what is the, let me remind you all of the Second Amendment. So the Second Amendment, the exact text says a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall be infringed. Okay? Should be infringed. There's two interpretations of this amendment. The first one, individual rights interpretation, self-defense, hunting, personal protection, right? Now, if you bring on the militia focus interpretation, others argue the Second Amendment was originally intended to protect the rights of states to maintain militias, which historically involved into the United States National Guard. In this, the amendment was less about private gun ownership and more about preventing the federal government from eliminating state militias. Now, me personally, it's been totally revamped to the opposite. It's all about, I want the right to bear arms, to open carry, and I don't want anybody telling me the number of guns I can have. I don't want anybody telling me what kind of guns I can have. I don't want, it's all about and here's my thing before I move forward. I have a lot of close friends. Like I said, I have a lot of family that are gun owners. I come from a family that had guns. I've been to the range before many times, not even, many of times. I'm all for protecting your household. I understand that you want to have a very secured home, and hey, you want to have a firearm. Okay, cool. I've always was a bit, I was always curious on the number, right? Because for people that say they collectors, right? We all could collect stuff. We can collect cars, shoes, this and that. People that are, I know people that collect knives. Now, if you say, well, I collect guns. Now, does your collection of guns, are they displayed because you like to collect? Because usually stuff that people collect are displayed. Am I right? You collect baseball cards. They're displayed. They're not being used. They're antiques. If you want to use them, right? You go to where? You go to the range and, have fun with it. Oh, check that. And then keep it moving. So if that's the only place that you go to enjoy your guns, don't they have like gun clubs? Well, let me continue. Let me continue on with this before I get to mine, because I already I a lot of folks don't like my stance when I question when it comes to guns, because look, I'll be honest, open carry guns, I'm not crazy about it. I personally think if you are open, or if you are out in the open carrying your weapon, I also better see a badge along with that. And I'm not talking about no freaking, certificate. I'm talking about a law enforcement badge. Or if I see that you serve in the military and you happen to have you're on duty, you have your weapon on you at all time. Okay, I get it. If you're an officer of the law, I get it. But here's my thing. There's a thin line. There's a thin line sometimes, y'all, between sane and insane. There's moments where people just don't know. Everybody's a stranger. Okay? Everybody's a stranger. How many times do we see folks have arguments back and forth, back and forth? Like, to me, you're on your way to grab some freaking eggs from the grocery store, and I'm like, oh, let me get my holster up. Like, really? You just never know. You never know. Like, why do you live a life of fear like that? Because in all honesty, what is the average I won't even say average. Actually, no, I would ask. I wonder what's the average person, average gun owner, when have they actually had to use their gun in a self-defense? I'm just curious. I would love to, for those watching this right now, please put in the comments. I want to know exactly the number of times you had to use it in self-defense. Let me continue this on, because I just wanted to reflect and share with you all the Second Amendment, because we always hear 2A, and it's not like the world continues to memorize every single Second Amendment. And look, I get it, because if the law says you have the right to bear arms, then look, that's the law. So I get the argument of why people are frustrated, because if it truly is which it is not truly, if it is your Second Amendment right, then I understand the frustration in the debate on, like, hey, look, this is my right to have this. Why are you taking my rights away? But are we seeing that same heat from other elected officials? Because I've heard a number of people that said, well, if you're here, you just can't open carry this. You just can't open carry that. Interesting. And so I thought I had it. Well, let me continue this on here. The people who truly support this, of course, this is going to be a back and forth. This is going to be a Democratic Republican issue. And this, to me, is like a pointless back and forth, because I look at this like Michael Jordan and LeBron James debate. We're continuing. Anything in favor of 2A is always going to be conservative leaning, right? NRA is one of the biggest money backing supporters of the Republican Party. Those in Congress and Senate, you name it. You rarely see people from the Democratic side that are, support anything NRA related. You rarely do. So, of course, there's a large number of Democratic lawmakers that are pursuing, and they say this is necessary. Their argument says it will reduce gun violence and mass shootings. That I don't think so. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because at the end of the day, criminals, if they have the mindset of committing a crime, they're gonna do all they can to get their hands on guns. They're not gonna do it the legal way. What kind of nonsense does that make? They're not gonna go to the store with the receipt or with the what you gonna do with that? Well, I'm just gonna cause I'm gonna cause a mass shooting. I'm gonna cause it. No, what? So That's my frustration when they always say, well, this is what's going to happen if we can reduce. Here's the thing. There are folks that can literally make guns from scratch. There are folks that will get guns and that will have untraceable serial numbers on it. I don't know how this bill personally would reduce gun violence and mass shootings. Because let's be frank here. The guns that will be legal, because I think personally, assault weapons, quote unquote assault weapons, then you might as well just put that on all guns. Because last time I checked, they all shoot and they all hurt when you're facing the other side of that barrel. They do the exact same damage. They do. You can't tell. What is the usage? What does guns do? What do they do? Their argument, the left's argument, assault style rifles have been used in many high profile mass shootings. Okay, agreed. They have the semi-automatics, the AR-15, because these criminals, these terrorists that will come and cause harm in places and whatnot, their goal is the numbers. What can I take out the most with this? And that's the same exact weapons that you'll see used in military or in battle. High capacity magazines allow shooters to fire many rounds quickly. Okay, goes my point. Limiting access could reduce casualties in attacks. Look, I'm not saying that it might not help, but I just see it as like a lost cause argument. Some polls have also shown many Virginians support tougher gun laws, even though they debate how effective they will be. Background, I think everybody can agree on stricter background checks on purchasing a gun. But again, I'm a realist. A criminal will get their hands on a gun regardless. If their motive is to do something horrific, they're going to get their hands on it, and they're going to find that's just, hey, let me know if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right in this one here. Now, folks that are on the opposing side, mostly Republicans, okay, say the bill is direct attack on the Second Amendment. Okay, here we go. Taking rights away. It's not fun when rights are being taken away, isn't it? Yeah, because we see history being taken away all the time. Do we not? These firearms are commonly owned by law-abiding citizens. Now, the folks that I know, yes, I can't speak for everybody in the world. I really can't. But I feel as though like folks that are instructors, folks that are gun owners, yes, they are law-abiding citizens. But again, and I heard Judge Janine say this. I heard Donald Trump say this. If you basically can't open carry if you're in Washington, D.C., because they're like this. When they see that weapon, automatically folks will look at that person as a threat. And you can probably say, well, people need to mind their business and this and the other. They might can, but you can't. For what that weapon does, you can't not say, well, I have the right. Eventually, you can make yourself even a bigger threat. Say if you're verbally arguing with somebody and then they see that you have a weapon on it, just in your holster, not even up, they're gonna say, hey, he's a threat. He put his gun. Like, I mean, it's so back and forth. This bill also punishes legal gun owners instead of criminals. That's what they're saying. It could open the door to future confiscation or broader bans. So folks obviously don't want their guns taken away. But I'm be honest, I'm 31 years old. I have always been hearing people saying they're trying to take my guns away. They're trying to take my guns away. When have they ever taken your guns away? They've all folks, 2A advocates has always said they're trying to take my guns. They're trying to, like I said, it's a never ending debate that will no one's taking your guns away. Now, if they are giving stricter laws, yes. Are they literally gonna go in your home? Give me them guns. Give it to, like, it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. Now, again, reality will show Democrats prioritize gun violence prevention. Republicans emphasize constitutional gun rights. Now, let me ask you all these questions. Well, I have a clip to share with you. This is a Republican strategist, CNN political commentator, as well as founder of We the Free, which is a streaming channel focused on 2A 2A everything, right? Tutorials, educational shows, political shows, and I'm a subscriber. I enjoy it. Founded by Shermichael Singleton. This is him at the at one of the rallies, or at the rally in Richmond, Virginia. He talks with a couple folks, as well as you get to hear some advocates speak against it. So let me go ahead and play you this clip here.
And we are in Richmond, Virginia, the capital of the state of Virginia, where Democrats who control the state legislature and the governor's house just passed of the most draconian and restrictive gun laws in the nation. I would obviously say that they probably put California to shame where this is going. Well, today there are many freedom-loving Americans, Second Amendment owners, who are here protesting their right to keep and bear arms. We're bringing this to you live. This is happening all across the country right now, where Democrats are trying to encroach more and more on the Second Amendment. Well, in Virginia, conservatives, gun owners are doing everything they can to fight for the rights. Will it make a difference? Well, only time will tell. Let's see what some of the speakers have to say.
So, my beloved Second Amendment lovers and friends of God, and hopefully friends of Virginia, if they make the right decisions, Abigail, I bless you, I give you the wind of God, and I tell you to keep going, don't stop, and even if they make it illegal, I'll see you in jail. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, not a guarantee of happiness, but the pursuit of it.
So I didn't want to play the full because it's almost like 6 minutes ish long, but that was just a little glimpse of what was going on in Richmond there. And here's just a picture where they are handing out free 30-round clips of AR-15 magazines in Virginia. Again, I ask, do folks just live in a world of fear? Or are they truly saying, hey, look, I have the right to have these guns? Look, you can take the hunting out because no one uses the AR-15 while they hunt. So just take that out of the picture. Are you in the military? Are you in law enforcement? No. So again, why? It's like what, like all guns kill. All guns kill. But I get it because I've had the argument with somebody saying, well, what if somebody comes into your home and they have a little rifle and you have this, they ain't gonna mess with you no more. You know what? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Maybe I'm just too strong in my faith and I say, hey, look, the Lord has his protection over my household. And I pray that I can hopefully, bob and weave. And once I get my shot, I got you. Like, it's always going to be a back and forth, y'all, is what I'm all around. I'm explaining to you. It's going to be a back and forth argument. It's going to be back and forth. Do you believe banning certain semi-automatic weapons actually make Virginia safer, or is it just punishing law-abiding citizens while criminals ignore the law anyway? That's where I'm leaning more towards, because if you're trying to reduce gun violence and crime, good luck with saying, okay, I'm gonna put a ban on all this stuff, because all you're doing is ticking off, again, avid gun owners. And that's another thing too. We focus on it. It's all about who the people that own the hands that those guns are in, right? Because should we blame the way the culture is? We have video games like Call of Duty, war heaven, very violent, games, and people want to sometimes live. They want to be the wannabe Rambos, right? You got wannabe Rambos that live in this world. How do you prevent that, right? Are they it's so much. It's so much. Here's another one. If the government can ban assault style weapons today, what stops them from banning more types of guns tomorrow? Think about that one. Do you think this bill will actually stop mass shootings, or is this more about politicians saying they did something? Because again, this bill really favors Democratic officials. This favors Democratic elected officials, because this is something that they fight for, in my opinion, on a regular. And it's, the right is always on the opposing end. They're pro 2A. Majority is pro 2A. Liberals are usually anti. We're living right now in a majority Democratic administration. Democratic governor, Democratic lieutenant governor, Democratic attorney general, a majority Democrat Senate, a majority Democratic House. Is this really about public safety, or is this another example of urban lawmakers punishing policies that don't reflect rural and suburban Virginia? I didn't think about that. I did not think about the rural population. See, I'm talking more from a city kid perspective, but I did not think about the rural population. If this bill becomes law, how does it affect you personally? Are you changing how you buy, own, or think about firearms right now? Like, it's interesting. I was reading a article here, and I thought it was quite silly, because I'm like, who in the world keeps their gun visible in their car? Where is it here? Okay, so a visible guns in cars bill passes. A bill that would make it a misdemeanor to leave a gun visible in a car has passed the General Assembly and heads to Governor Spanberger's desk for signature. This bill has passed before, but was previously vetoed by former Governor Glenn Youngkin, a Republican. Again, it's all about the game, because NRA is one of the most top donors of the right. Now, in my mind, I'm like, who the hell just leaves their gun on visible on their chair and then bounce, like leaves? Because what they're saying is that there's been a number of robberies, like car robberies, where people can easily, break in and steal their guns. It says here, law enforcement across Virginia has long said guns being stolen out of cars is a major problem. Virginia Beach Police Chief recently shared that Virginia Beach has said a gun is stolen in about 10% of cars broken into the city. Now, under this bill, gun owners would be required to store their firearm in a locked glove box, lock center console, or another lockable storage device attached to the vehicle. The bill does not apply to someone who reports to police that their guns was stolen. Look, it's interesting for me. It really is, y'all. It really is. And look, I'm not heavily involved in the gun culture, even though it's highly popular here in the United States. Look, like I said, I've used them. I believe in protecting your household, but I think once you step foot out, I don't think you should always just be like, well, I'm gonna take my, like, I don't know. That's just me. Let me go ahead and I think do I have another soundbite here? No, that is all. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, because I know we spent a lot of time talking about this whole 2A issue happening in Virginia. Again, look, I know a lot of people are not gonna agree with me. That's hey, you're entitled to your own opinion. I personally will say this. Yes, do we need stricter gun laws? Absolutely. Yes, do I think we live in a gun happy society or gun happy nation? Yes. I believe that there's a lot of people that shouldn't own guns. And personally, I just think that there's certain types of guns that belong only in the military or some form of law enforcement. Like I feel as though like certain weapons that are for war and battle, I don't think should just be should be allowed to open carry, right? Or that's me personally. I'm not saying you can't have your shotgun. I'm saying you can't have your pistol. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. Now, what I will side with the 2A advocates is the fact that any kind of bill that the left is trying to put in to prevent gun violence, I think is a waste of time, because criminals will find a way to break the law. That's why they're criminals. They don't listen to the law to begin with. Okay, they're gonna have another way or another option for them. So that's just me personally on that one. Let's go ahead and take a quick break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Let me tell you something that most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
Before I move to the next one, because I told you I was going to be finished talking about this 2A backlash in Richmond, but I'm actually not. So I just looked up a statistic here. Excuse me. Less than 1% of crime victims use a gun in self-defense. And then another study shows 91.7% of gun owners said they never used their gun defensively. So the average gun owner is very unlikely to ever need to use their weapon. Just Just want to point that out there. Just want to point that out there because when I see somebody with like a large number of guns, they say, "Hey, I gotta protect myself." I want to be like, from who? The mafia? Like who is after you? Like who is after you? I'm sorry, but and look, I'm about to take a lot of people off here, but the majority of folks that always says it's my right, I gotta protect it, it's my right. They're fighting over the fact that they don't like being told what to do. They don't like being told what to do. They don't want to pay more taxes. They make a lot of money. They don't want people to take their gun. They don't want to they don't want to be told to, hey, to abide by the speed limit. I mean, it's so much. People don't like to abide by rules at the end of the day. And my thing is, if it works in other countries that are not so gun happy, and what I mean by that is, gun violent crimes. It's less in other countries. It is. I feel as though, like, again, we live in a gun happy culture where a number of people that are gun owners that are continue to fight. Like, I don't think they should have them. I don't think criminals are, but I damn sure don't think y'all should even have them. Like, it's that's how sometimes I feel. All right, now I'm moving on. All right, how am I looking with time? Let's lighten the load here. Y'all remember Raven Simone? Raven Simone, actress, multi-talented, entertainer, star of That's So Raven show, the Cosby Show. She's been on everything, literally like on everything. What has Raven done is the question. That's the big question. What hasn't Raven done? So she recently was interviewed and shared her Mount Rushmore, Disney Mount Rushmore, that is, and it sparked some online debate after excluding stars such as Miley Cyrus and Christy Carlson Romano of her Mount Rushmore. Now, this is reported, I'm reading this from E News Online. Ravens may be friends for life with a few of the fellow Disney alums, but she won't hold back or declaring which stars are all-time greats. After all, when thinking through which of her peers would make it onto the Ravens home stars Mount Rushmore of Disney's darlings, aka her top 4 most influential stars for the golden era of the network, she surprised quite a few fans with the lineup. I quote, she says, I would say me, Hilary Duff, who's the star of Lizzie McGuire, Shia LaBeouf, star of Even Stevens. Raven told the Shade Room in an interview recently, when Miley Cyrus was suggested, Raven added, of the Hannah Montana alum, no, not Miley. I love you, Miley, but not Miley. She came after. Respect. But I'm gonna have a little pushback. Rather, the Cheetah Girls alum saved her final slot for another iconic Disney star. I would also put the famous Jet Jackson. She explained, he is no longer with us, but he was the first black show on Disney. Lee Thompson Young, who played the part for Jet Jackson from 1998 to 2001, sadly died in 2013. I believe he should be on the Mount Rushmore. Raven, who's now 40, wow, he definitely deserves a spot. Following her lineup along a line, online user, sparked up a debate over who Raven should have included. And she said, nah, Miley deserves to be on it. I think Legend should be on it. I don't care who came before or after. One user and under the clip shared the Shades Room Instagram page. Meanwhile, another user wrote along a red heart, I love it. Jet Jackson definitely deserves up there. Now, other fans argue that Kyla Pratt and Christy Carlson Romano should have made the cut. Now, Kyla Pratt was Penny Proud of the Proud family. Hello. Christy Carlson Romano, who was a co-star of Shia LaBeouf played his big sister on Even Stevens, but she also starred her own cartoon show called Kim Possible. Come on, y'all remember Kim Possible? I want to. Raven is, to me, the queen. I mean, she's the queen, the king. She's all the above. She's the top pillar of the Disney Channel just empire. She was the most lucrative one. I mean, you had her own show. She had the Cheetah Girls, right? She had the merch. She now has the spinoff. Raven show by far. I mean, I can watch that show now and still get a kick out of it. Like, that show never got old. You never grew out of watching That's a Raven. It was a show that everybody could enjoy, adults, kids, you name it. It was an awesome show. She's definitely deserves to be up there, and she said me. She's absolutely right. Now, Jet Jackson was one of my favorite shows as a kid. Jet Jackson played a regular small town dude who starred in a local TV show as like a spy. Jet Jackson, and you know, his father, I believe, was like a sheriff or police officer. He was very close with his grandmother. He had his best friend. It was a great show, and like she said, he was the first lead black individual to have his own show on Disney Channel. So I get that. And it was on for a minute. 98 to 2001. That's a long time on Disney Channel. Even Stevens was one of my favorites. I think Even Stevens definitely was iconic because look at the career that, you know, that it grew for Shia LaBeouf after. Now, don't get me wrong, Shia be getting himself in some trouble with the law many times, but he's still a talented actor. Can't take that away from him. Lizzie McGuire was also iconic, right? I think you're looking at the money that is generated, the success it has generated for her. But if you had to choose my four, I would say Raven. I would say Shia. I personally would include Miley Cyrus on there because you just got to look at the stardom that it had created, right? People use, you know, Hannah Montana as a thing now, like another way of, you know, living two separate lives. Like, you know, she was a singer, she was this, concept was great, and it grew. Now you can almost kind of say, well, might have been a little bit of nepotism because her dad was a famous country singer in general, Billy Ray Cyrus, and now he got his, you know, his daughter has a show and this. I can see the argument of putting her on a Mount Rushmore, Mount Rushmore, but also Kyla Pratt. The Proud Family is an iconic show, a truly, truly, truly iconic show. The Proud Family is iconic. Now, don't get me wrong, Jet Jackson was legendary. That was one of my favorite shows, but I want to look at the extended success, right? A lot of folks don't talk about, like, man, I remember watching Jet Jackson. A lot of people like, a lot of people didn't really know of the show like Raven did because that was just, she's respecting those that broke barriers in her, you know, for her. And he broke barriers. So I feel like that's like a respect thing. Hell of a show, hell of an actor, but I don't think the majority would agree that Jet Jackson should be on that Mount Rushmore. Is it an iconic show for Disney? Absolutely. But the Proud Family, for me, I will put sometimes the Proud Family competing next to Raven show. I'm talking a cartoon next to a live action. The Proud Family has spoke on so many different issues, especially in the Black culture. It was needed. The jokes were hitting. You talking about a cast? You had Tommy Davidson, Kyla Pratt. You had Cedric. I think it was featured in there a couple times. You had oh my goodness, the mother from Family Matters. She played Sugar Mama on there. I mean, the list goes on and on. It was an iconic role. It was an iconic show. So I would say Raven, Shia LaBeouf, Kyla Pratt, and probably Hannah Montana. That might be my Mount Rushmore for Disney. But what is yours? Let us know. Let us know who is on your Mount. If you just had to pick 4, who would be on your Mount Rushmore for your Disney Mount Rushmore? Who would be on that? And I can already picture. You ain't see Sweet Life of Zach, Zach and Cody? Nope. Nope. Kim Possible was iconic too, but I would probably watch The Proud Family more than I watch Kim Possible, man. It's a great argument. She definitely got the she's stirring the pot. I will say she's definitely stirring the pot. Yeah. I don't know what else to tell you. Do you put Zendaya? See, I think it's going to be a generational thing too, because younger people are going to say Zendaya because she came from Disney Channel. What's the girl? Selena Gomez. They're going to probably say her. Like, different generations are going to have a different response, but I would still put Raven, Shia, Kyla Pratt, and Miley. I'm looking at the merch. I'm looking at the money that it generated for the network. I'm looking at the overall outcome. I'm looking at that. Y'all, I'm looking at my time. We are running low. I wish I spent more time talking not much on this 2A backlash, but hey, it's a big thing happening, and I want to share my take because it's happening in my backyard. It's happening here in the Commonwealth of Virginia that can affect other states, because look, there's gun owners everywhere. Like I said, I have in my family. I have no remorse over them. That's that's their right. I hear you and I understand your frustration, because no one wants to have a right taken away. No one wants to have a right taken away. But again, we'll see what the governor will do. Most likely, I think she will sign it. It's one of the first bills in her rookie in her inaugural term as a governor of Virginia. So we will see, but right now it's not starting off so sharp, because remember, she was one of the first governors to say the law enforcement police officers will not be required to work with ICE agents, and now she's doing this. I mean, it's an interesting first term for Miss Abigail for Governor Abigail Spanberger. So we will see, my friends. We will see. But until then, y'all, it's about that time. Thank you for staying with us. We will continue to give you great content, great conversation, and more amazing guests, because look, it is midterm season. Races happening all across this nation. We have some state races, congressional races, as well as local races, because we can't forget about local candidates, man. We got a lot of local candidates around, and we are going to be having those conversations with them. Council, city treasurer, clerk, you name it. We won't talk about it because it's important that you all just stay informed of what's happening in your backyard. As always, my friends, stay safe, and I hope to see you soon and talk with you on another great episode here on the Arrington Gavin Show. I am out of here.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.